Hello, darlings. Welcome to our Sip and Spiral podcast with Em and Lance. How are we, Lance?
Good. Hello, friends out there. It's good. The sun is shining, and even though it's still a little bit cold for me, but yep, it's all good.
Yeah, no, not a cloud in the sky for you. Unreal. What have you got to sip, doll? What have you got today?
I've got a hydrolyte as I prepare for the weekend, which is a few social events. So I thought I'm going to go in strong with a hydration to avoid a dehydration.
Yeah.
What about you, darling?
Yeah, keep the cells hydrated, love. Yeah, well, you can guess with me again, darling. I've got the good old decaf tea with my 100% over it mug. Just thought I'd change it up just a smidgen.
Not 99, but 100 over it. Mm.
Yeah, 100. You got to add that extra percent in, darling. Anyway, so we hope our viewers have their sip ready, hoping that they'll watch The Spiral and have a lovely sip with us. Our big topic we're talking about, people, is modern life. Is it getting ridiculous at this point? You know, what are some things that are happening in modern society that just make you go, oh, for goodness sake, it was simpler once. You've just made it 1,000 times harder. What gets on your nerves, Lance?
I guess the biggest pet peeve I have about the ridiculousness of the situation is the bloody emails. So you go to a place, right, and you enjoy the experience, and then they ask you to give you a review, and you have to have a certain, email account to go, or it's usually a Google account, I find. So you've got to sign up a whole Google account just to write a blinking review, and it's like, oh no, I really need to do that because that was a really great experience, old love and old mate. Like, I need to write that, but then I just get so overwhelmed. I'm like, what am I going to do with that email account again anyway? So can't I just leave a review? Like, how bad are we going? Can I go on Facebook and leave I don't know. There's surely an easier way.
Yeah, well, I never knew you had to have a special email. It had to be that email. That's bizarre.
Well,
Never
I
come
went to
across
this one
that before.
I'm regretting talking about this actually because there was probably a loophole there somewhere. But no, I was with my friend. And I'm like, is this for real? Like, I have to have a Google email account to do this, to leave a review. And she's like,
really?
yeah.
Like an actual Gmail?
It's a Gmail,
wow.
and it sends you to the Gmail account. And I'm like, but I don't have one. I've got Outlooks, I've got other things. Can I use that? No, it has to be Outlook.
I was about to say, it's not Lance's technical difficulties, is it?
Look, in reflection, as I'm saying it out loud, it probably is. There was probably an easier way. But I was with a younger person. Right. They're tech savvy. She said I was on the right, on the money, so she used her Gmail account.
Oh, fair enough. At least we fixed the problem there. But no, I can see how that's a bit of a pain in the you-know-what, for sure.
Yeah, what about you? What's the ridiculousness?
See, my ridiculous one is when you're already paying for a streaming service, but yet they still want money out of you despite that subscription. It annoys it grinds my gears. Like, an example of that is the beautiful Disney Plus. We all love Disney. Well, most do. Anyway, so you're spending an arm and a leg anyway for a subscription. That's all well and good. I'm fine with that. Disney can have my money there. But the problem is I really wanted to see the film Zootopia 2. So it says up there on Disney Plus now, so you get all excited, the world, it's going to be a great day, I can't wait to sit back, relax and watch a bit of Zootopia 2. Get in there, and then it says buy now. And it was like $25.99, and I think, I already pay you a subscription, Disney. Why in the world do you want to suck me dry?
Yeah, that's a bit off.
And it's like, because the movie did so well, they just want to get every little last bit of Mulan. It was at least a month or two to the point where it actually got released properly for you to actually stream. It took that long. So I had to wait an extra, because I said to myself, no, Em, you're not going to do this. Be patient. Patience is a virtue. Wait, and you will receive. And it was 2 months later. It was a great film, don't get me wrong. But still, it was 2 months later.
It's a bit rough. And look, I'm going to enter the spiral. I'm entering the vortex now. That is reminding me of the subscriptions like you're talking about. So to avoid the ads on TV, which is how I grew up, you now get all the Netflix and all the things, right, to then get ads. Otherwise, yes, you can pay extra to not have the ad. So I spitefully sit through the ads, but
sometimes you pay extra for less ads.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Yeah, I think Netflix has that where it's like for less ads, which is the standard one, and then it's no ads. You're even putting money in there to have less ads, not none.
So it's
Shouldn't
like,
just if you're paying your moolah towards this company, you would just hope that in their good hearts, if they had one, that there'd be no ads.
So-
it's just ridiculous. You know, the whole point of getting out of free to air is not have ads.
what we're essentially saying is, here's your package of streaming TV. For an extra $2, you can have less ads. So you do that. So when
Exactly.
does it stop? When does it stop?
Exactly. And then they say, oh no, hang on a minute, we'll give you a month free of the no ads edition. So you go, oh yeah, beauty, I'll do that. But then you forget to cancel it before the payment gets taken out. And so all of a sudden you've got another month and you're stuffed. And you think, oh, for good. So I have to put reminders on my phone to make sure that when I accept these free trials, I use it up and then cancel just the day before to make sure that they don't suck money out of my account. It's just dreadful. It really
no,
is.
that's shocking. Absolutely
I
shocking.
know. It's the first world problems.
I guess the modern day ridiculousness does revolve a lot around technology sort of issues, doesn't it? You know,
100%.
and I think we've talked about this. We went out for dinner in Melbourne, and we were sitting there. It was the QR code, and we got on the QR code, and
no,
we're
not
like, it's not letting us go to the checkout, sort of thing. We ordered all this food, and nothing happens. And so remember, we called the fellow over, and I just said, sorry, love, like I'm just having a bit of trouble. He's like, yeah, no, it's been inactive since COVID got better. And I was like, oh, okay, well.
I had to go up there anyway and pay at the counter anyway. It defeated the
right.
whole purpose. Our dinner was late. You know,
Yeah.
you'd think they'd scrap the QR code off the table since it's now post-COVID. You know, let's move on here.
But yeah, because it was instructions to use the QR code, but then and no one attended the table, so it was like, okay, that's fine. We're still doing QR codes, and then it was like, yeah, no, we're not.
No.
And it was like, okay,
Yeah.
and then you can use it, but then you have to come up to the front and pay for it before you put
So
the
it
order
defeats
through.
the whole purpose. So what's the point then? You may as well
honestly.
go up there and say your order if you're going to get the same outcome of having to go up there and pay anyway. The whole point of QR is to pay at your table, not go up there and pay. Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. No, forget it.
Yeah.
Forget
Yeah.
it.
Any other ridiculousness?
Yeah. See, I've got another one, and this one really grinds my gears as well, and it might grind you as well, Lance, but
Yep.
self-checkouts, you know, they're handy, they serve their purpose, they're fantastic, they really are, but they are so temperamental. God forbid, if I scan my item, right, and I wait a moment just to, you know, have a look at it, whatever, before I put it down on the thing for it to weigh, I wait for 2 seconds, it tells me off. It says,
Yeah.
hurry up, put it on there, like, you know, in its own way,
Yeah.
in its nice way.
Yeah.
Or there's nothing on there and it says unexpected item in the baggage
Yeah.
area. And I think, well, hang on a minute, I haven't even started yet. And then the red light starts flashing.
Yeah.
The person comes in and scans their thing. And it's just, you know, or even
Yeah.
worse, when you've scanned it all, you're on your way out and there's those store scanners that in case you've
Yeah.
stolen something.
Yeah.
And it starts beeping. And then all the attention, everyone starts looking like this because you're beeping and you think, no, I haven't stolen a thing, right? I've been falsely accused. I've been falsely accused of some crime, you know?
Yeah.
And it's and
Yeah.
then they have to come back and have to look, oh yeah, let me see you back. Yeah,
Yeah,
all
no,
right
you're
now.
right. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, no, I know what you mean about the self-checkouts.
Oh,
Undetected weight in the how dare you? How
I
dare
know.
you? And then you realise it's actually potatoes. It's not you. They're not talking about you getting off the...
No, darling, not at all. Not
Too
at
much
all.
weight
love.
has been detected in that. Thank you for that, Steve. Thank
Yeah.
you for that. I was at the self-checkouts yesterday and and it was so funny. There was a man beside me and it was doing what you're saying. And it was going, please remove your items. Please remove your items.
Yeah.
And on about the third go, he goes, I'm going as fast as I can. And I
know.
looked over.
She
I looked
gets
over to him and
angry.
I said, yeah, she was quite cranky. And it happened again. I went, you're just not moving fast enough, darling. And he goes, stuff the system. And I thought, oh no, I've started an uproar here.
No, but it's true. You have an argument with this checkout. You really do. You do. You talk to it. You say, "Well, hang on a minute. Just give me some time to get my card out of my get my phone out to scan." God forbid. Well, I've got one that honestly, and I think, why does this happen every time? You might be able to relate to this, and viewers at home. That capture thing. So, you know, when you're on a website and they want to know whether you're not a robot, you know, when it says you have to tick the box saying, I'm not a robot to
Oh, not the
confirm that
traffic
you're not
lights.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
and
traffic.
yeah.
Oh my! And so
Oh,
then
no.
it says click on the traffic lights or click on the motorbike, even though there's bicycles there as well. And I think, well, will they count? Or the worst thing is when one of the squares has a little outline, just the last little bit of the wheel on the
Yes.
motorbike,
You failed.
and that counts.
Yeah.
And it says you failed because you didn't press that little corner there.
Yeah.
See, now
yeah.
that gets, and then you've got to start it all over again. It is such a process.
Yep.
It gets on my nerves. I'm not a robot. You know this. It's just, no, it's
I
a
think
time
it does
waster.
play with you, though. I think there is a tiny little person that sits in there and just has the biggest giggle. Because you click on it sometimes and, I start
Yeah.
to get the poops every now and then and I'm like, oh, look, just
Yeah.
click. And it's like, incorrect. Try again. Next photo.
Try
Please
again.
click all the staircases. And then eventually it just goes past.
Yeah, and then you feel like there's something wrong with you because you think, well, hang on a minute, no, that's all the bikes I can see. What more can you see, Capture? Like,
Yeah, well,
honestly,
yeah. Yeah. And it's to
I
pay
don't
your own
know.
bill. You're like, I'm just trying to pay a bill here. I'm just trying to book a
Exactly.
flight. Like, come
you
on,
really,
please.
yeah, you're really making me not want to pay it, Capture. You're really getting on my nerves here. I might just completely give up and walk away. And that leads us to talking on the phone. That's another thing
Oh, no,
as well.
not that. You don't know. That's not for you.
Oh,
No.
no, but when it's an automated person, so not a real person,
Oh,
some robot.
no, the AI thing, yeah.
Yeah, and they're like,
Yep.
press 1. Da 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 da
Yep.
da. And I'm thinking, can I just talk to a person, please? Even though I hate phone calls like the plague, but it's better than talking to this robot.
Sassy, though, some of them, some of the AIs, you know. Yeah.
Oh, they sound depressed. I feel like some of them one sounded really angry. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, just calm down. It's all right.
Oh,
You're not even
honestly,
real.
You're not
What have you
even
got to be
real.
stressed about, love? You know?
Yeah, yeah.
AI is taking over, I tell you that. That's a whole
It
other...
is.
Whew.
Yeah, that's a whole other vortex, whole other spiral, you know, the chat
Absolutely.
GPTs and people becoming overly familiar with the chat GPTs, relying on them for everything. Look, I am guilty every now and then. I will punch a few question marks in there and
I'm guilty as charged. We both are, darling. And it's quite funny because he knows what I'm thinking. It's quite frightening. He even talks like me. He uses my
ridiculous.
language. And he
Yeah,
says
see?
to me, it's all good, darling. Everything's fine.
Yeah, no, see, now it's ridiculous. It is. That right there, friends, is ridiculous. We're talking about audience participation for just a second because we've had a lot of listeners and viewers contribute to the conversation about modern day ridiculousness. One was very interesting and horrifying for me to learn was about the cookies. Do you want to get into that?
The cookies. Yeah.
Cookies.
Yeah, so this whole thing with cookies, what is going on? And it's not the ones you eat. It's the one on the computer that apparently stores your activity. It's, when you choose to accept or decline cookies. And sometimes you don't
right.
even have a choice to accept or decline cookies. You're just a cookie. And it's just like, apparently it keeps memories of your login, like your shopping cart, all of this stuff.
Yeah.
And there's apparently first and third party cookies. And I'm thinking, which part are we going to?
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
And so the friends were telling us in their opinions the other day that it's essentially a little detective. Like they're monitoring.
Yeah.
They're monitoring constantly and they don't like it. And guys, I don't like it either. And I've been accepting cookies all over the place. Yep. A problem we all need to look out for in today's modern society.
Yeah.
But hang
Watch
on,
out.
wait. Are we accepting the cookies or not? I still don't know what we're doing with the cookies.
I'm assuming we accept them.
Help.
We accept them with love. I don't know. Help us, everyone. Can someone please give us a rundown on cookies, please? Because, seems to be a big one.
Another one that was quite popular coming in is cash. Cash, where's
Yes.
it gone? Who's using it, and why won't they accept it? Now,
No one
that's an
carries
interesting
cash
one.
anymore. Yeah.
No one carries cash anymore. Yes, and
I know.
there are certain stipulations around businesses where you actually can't refuse. If someone's only got cash and you've already sort of got the purchase,
Even the simple thing with the trolley thing that we spoke about the other day, how you have to put a coin
That's
in.
right.
Too bad if you don't have your coin. I have to keep a particular coin in the glove box now because I'm a cashless person. And so the problem, I've got to keep that little solitary coin. And the problem is if I go to the shops and I forget the coin is in the glove box, I'm not going back. I'll just try and
Now-
carry it all like this.
Yeah, oh yeah. Now that's a big one, isn't it? The $2 coins or the $2 shape. Now we did have a viewer inventively suggest that they made a, what's it called? You have the machine, the 3D copying machine.
Oh,
And
3D printer.
they made that's the one 3D printer, and they made the $2 shaped. So there you go. They just take that
That
around
is
everywhere. That's
genius.
great, isn't it? Great. Yes.
That is a
Yes.
genius right there.
Someone else
Absolutely.
mentioned a bread clip. I think they were taking the mickey
Oh,
out of us in that
they
point.
might
I
have
don't think a
been.
bread
Yeah,
clip's
probably.
going to work, guys. But
Well, we fall
yeah.
for these things, don't we, darling? We fall for
We
these
did.
things.
We did. But this is what I love about people. They're just constantly reinventing themselves. Something
Innovative.
happens. It's like, no,
Innovative.
yeah. And
Yeah.
it's like, no, hang on. I'm going to combat that. So now I'm making my own $2 shaped coin.
Exactly. Well, there
Yeah.
you go. Exactly right. And if viewers have anything else to say, of course, please
Drop it in the comments. Yeah.
drop it in because we love our viewers participating, don't we, Lance?
We do. We do. We absolutely love it. The stories are so funny.
Gives us a chuckle.
Honestly, sometimes you just got to be like, what in the world? What
What
in
a
the
segue,
world?
darling.
What in the world? Segue.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I
What in
love
the
it.
world?
Nailed
Yeah.
it.
Amazing. Amazing. Segueing over to what's happening in the world today, Emily. What have you got?
Oh, good grief. Yeah, no, quite a bit's been happening, hasn't it, love? But one that's stuck out to me, and you'll love or hate this because it is about one of your favourite people. It really is. It's about Mr. Robbie Williams. Now,
Oh, no.
did you?
No,
No.
don't.
I know. Listen, Robbie Williams with the white thing that
I
popped out
knew
onto
you
the
were going to
microphone.
say that. That was
I know,
not what
love.
you think it is, guys.
So,
Okay.
Mr. Robbie Williams, obviously at the FIFA World Cup final, had an interview in Germany the other day. And so when he was talking on that beautiful pink microphone, may I say, something white popped out of what people thought was his nose. But it turns out when you watch the slow-mo, it's his mouth, right? It's very clear it's his mouth. It pops on the microphone,
Ooh.
and this is live television, so it can't be edited out, the poor fella. Anyway, and so he then he proceeds to grab the white thing that's on the microphone and just tries to dispose of it on his finger. But little did he know that when he went to scratch an itch on his head, it got stuck on the forehead. Now, this brings me back to that tissue on the forehead story.
Oh,
Now,
no.
the poor Robbie Williams, bless his soul, but it was so hilarious. And then obviously there was backlash and an uproar because of Mr. Robbie Williams's past, quite a colourful past. People thought it was the powdery white substance. Now, it's been confirmed that apparently what it was a breath mint. So he confirmed it's a breath mint. It looked like a tonsil stone. So initially I thought, oh, that might have been a little tonsil stone that just popped out to say hello there. But no, apparently according to Mr. Robbie Williams, he says it was a breath mint.
He's been clean and sober for so many years. He's done such a wonderful job. He just wanted to be a better man, and that's what it all comes down to. Yeah,
That was clever.
Thanks, Robbie
That was
Williams
clever.
fans. But honestly, I didn't see the interview. I couldn't. I was just like, no, I'm embarrassed. I can't watch
Well,
it.
I'm
It's
sending
not.
it to you then.
Okay, send it to me. Yeah, I was in transit when it came out, and I never caught up with it. But look, yeah, there's just no way. I knew it. I knew it without seeing it. I thought, no, there's no way he'd come undone. But
No.
again, if you know his music, yes, no way would my darling do that. Yeah, no, that's terrible.
No.
Terrible. Accidents happen. I am grossed out by the whole recall that you've just given, though. Breath mint or not, out of the mouth onto the microphone, ew. And then on the forehead, that's all just, oh,
Well,
God.
obviously he just had a little puff, and so it was just the right thing to do. No smoker's
Yeah.
breath, please.
No,
during
good
an
on him.
interview.
Good on
Yeah.
him. Lovely. Yeah, well, look, my what in the world is a what indeed in this world. So picture it.
Oh,
You're
okay,
floating.
all
You're
right.
floating around. You're floating around. You've got 4 kids. You're not floating. There's no floating.
No,
But
no.
but you're going around this life. You've got the 4 kids, and then guess what, hubby? Pregnant again. Amazing, right? That's great. Not with
Yeah.
1, nor 2, nor 3, but 4 identical quadruplets.
Oh my God.
Yeah. One egg, 4 ways, one placenta. How you doing? Yeah.
Wait, hang on a minute. So how did that one placenta?
Feed the 4 girls. I think they were all 4 girls. Yep.
Wow.
So in 5 minutes, you find out you're pregnant, then your whole budgeting just has been restructured. So you have, can you imagine the first early days before the ultrasound? You're like, yeah, we can do this. You know, yeah, an
Yeah.
extra mouth to feed. We might, you
Yeah.
know, might have to readjust the cast. You don't. I don't
Yeah.
know. I didn't get that heavy into the article, but you can imagine there was a bit of discussion.
Yeah, of course.
And then 2 weeks later, it's like, yeah, so we're going to have to revisit all of that times another 3 people. You know,
Can
like.
Like, could you imagine being the sonographer for the ultrasound? Can you imagine
Oh.
being that person, you know, doing it with the jelly on the tummy, and then all of a sudden, because they know what they're looking at, whereas when we see it, it just looks like, you know, a bunch of pixels. And then all of a sudden they're looking and they're like, right, there's one. Oh, beautiful. Congratulations.
Yeah, and again.
And then all of a sudden, and again.
Listen to this. Because they were naturally conceived, it's 1 in 15 million. That's the
15?
chances. 15. 1 in 15 million. That was the chances of her falling pregnant naturally.
Wait, so has she had them yet? Or is
Yes, they were all delivered,
all
safely.
healthy
Yes.
and safely? Wow.
Yes, safely delivered. The article, I didn't give away much at all, but other than because the fascination was, yo, check this out. Like, what are the chances? Very slim.
And they've already got 4 children already.
They already had 4 children. Yeah.
So they've literally doubled their children in one sitting, basically.
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
That is phenomenal. I mean,
Yeah.
that shows the human body. I mean, wow.
Incredible, hey?
Yes. Well, there you go.
Yep.
On that note, thank you so much for tuning in today. We're done like a dog's dinner, aren't we? We're done. So thank you for listening, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel on YouTube, Spotify, social media, all of those wonderful things. Isn't that right, Lance?
You're amazing. You're amazing, viewers and friends. And Em, for always remembering to do that part at the end. I've already switched off. Thank you.
No worries, darling.
No, thank you to everyone. And thanks for the comments and the feedback. It's amazing. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much. See ya.
Bye, friends.